One of the contemporary heroes of modernity is a man whose name is pretty well known, Rabbi Nachman of Bshalach, and he quotes the book of Ezekiel when he says, Niftechu hashemayim ve'er'eh mar'ot Elohim. The heavens will open up and I will behold the vision of God. And what Rabbi Nachman does is he looks at the first letter of each one of those words from Ezekiel, and he finds that the word emunah is spelled out, the word for faith. That he's connecting the idea that when Ezekiel says, we see God, we have faith. But the question is, of course, which comes first? The faith in seeing God, the faith enables us to have eyes that are open to witness God, or we see God, and then we have faith. In this week's Torah portion, Bshalach, the question is posed by none other than the famous Rashi, is what does it mean, Shalach lecha anashim, send out for yourselves spies to reconnoiter the land and determine whether it is inhabitable or not, whether it is good or bad. But Rashi notes that it is connected with the previous end of the parsha, which talks about Miriam speaking badly about Moses. And Rashi poses the question, what is the connection between these two parshiot, between Miriam speaking badly about Moses and about the spies being sent out? That they both deal, he says, with a suspension of belief. That what people see is not what they take in. What they see is what they want to see. What they see with their own eyes is what they're predisposed to see with their own eyes, that they don't see reality for what it is because they're closed-minded. They may have their eyes open, but they don't really see what's going on in the world because they've already made up their mind as to what it is. So it is with Miriam, how she was punished for her speaking ill about Moses. And so it is about the spies who had already made up their minds about what they were going to see before they even dispatched by Moses to see Eretz Israel, the Promised Land. And Rashi, when he talks about this connection between the two parshiot, uses the word ra'u, what they saw. And one of the commentators of Rashi notes that it is not accidental that Rashi says this is what they saw, because they had suspended belief. What they saw was of no consequence. It meant nothing to them. Even with Rashi, when he speaks about Miriam and her leprosy, her skin disease as a result of speaking badly about Moses, people could have easily dismissed that as simply a skin lesion or ahava, love, a punishment, yisurin shel ahava, a punishment that God had given her because he loved or was testing Miriam somehow. But they had already made up their mind as to what they were going to see, so they would not see reality. So Rashi uses the word ra'u as to say, despite the fact that they saw with their own eyes, they didn't see with their own eyes. And perhaps the real message that comes down to us to this day from Bshalach lecha and Naso, the previous parsha, is to look and be open-minded about everything that we see, to give everyone's words enough credence so that they might be right, and our preconceived ideas may, in fact, be wrong. From this we learn. From closed-mindedness, there's nothing to be learned. Shabbat Shalom.